The most anticipated rematch of the year between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk has finally revealed the best heavyweight fighter in the world, and the boxing pros had already given their verdict.
I was quite confident. I thought I won that fight again. I think I've got Larry Holmes here. I thought I've won both fights. But then again, I've gone home with 2 losses on my record now, so there's not much I can do about it. I can just fight my heart out and do the best I can. But again, I'll always believe until the day I die, I won that fight.
Did you feel that, like, you know, this time you had him more on the back foot, you're a bit
aggressive on the back foot. I was on the front foot all night, landing body and head. Listen, sometimes it's hard to score.
Keep quiet at the back, please.
I feel a lot of people did as well. Same score. Frank had me 3 or 4 rounds up. A lot of people had me at least 2. I just don't know. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. It's happened now. I know boxing, been in it all my life. You can't change no decisions. But I'll just always feel a little bit hard done by. Not a little bit, actually a lot. But I think when you don't get the knockout, this is what happens. You can't guarantee a win.
I thought it was a really good fight. It was a very closely and keenly fought fight. But I thought Tyson won it, and I don't understand how one judge could not give him a single round in the last 7 rounds. I mean, what fight was he watching? And the other 2 judges only gave him 1 round from the last 7 rounds of the fight. I can't. It's beyond me. Oscar De La Hoya is sitting a couple of seats away from me, and we were saying how you got it, and he's a neutral. He's not Tyson's mate or anything. He's, and he thought the same as me. He thought he won it.
What did Tyson Fury say to you in the changing room straight after you went to see him?
He was disappointed. He felt the same. He thought he'd done enough to win. Everybody where we were sitting thought he won. And I looked at Aegis and Alex, and they were not looking confident at all, I promise you.
How did you have it, Frank? Sorry, did you? I don't know if you said.
I thought he won it by at least 2 or 3 rounds. I really did.
I thought he started very well, Tyson, and I thought the fight changed later on. Would you agree with that?
No, I don't. I think he had his moments. Usyk had his moments, but I think if you go and look at, I just felt Tyson was big, he was strong, he was focused. There was no showboating. He was working continuously. And I'm not taking anything away from Alexander. He's a really great fighter, and he's obviously a great champion. But how anybody can not give him a round or give him 1 round in the last 7 rounds is nuts. The scorecards, I don't know if you've seen them, any of you. The one judge gave Usyk the last 7 rounds. He didn't give Tyson 1 round, and the other 2 judges of the last 7 rounds gave him a round each. Each gave him 1 round. I mean, I've been doing this for years, and I'm biased, I know, because I'm in Tyson's camp, but how on earth can anybody say he never won 1 round out of the last 7?
Were they Ukrainian judges?
Sorry?
Ukrainian judges?
Well, they might as well have been.
Yeah. Whatever they were, honestly, I'm dumbfounded at how that scoring can be. It's dreadful.
How do you feel in terms of performances? Obviously, the first fight you said, look, I weren't my best, but I thought I won. Do you feel like your performances were night and day, just different?
I felt I won both fights, like this Australian lad here. He thought I won both fights too.
I thought it was a draw. I thought it was very difficult to split them. You know, I look at the reaction, and most people have. Excuse me, guys. Most people have Usyk winning the fight, I guess.
The AI judge had it 118, 110.
Get rid of the AI judge.
Yeah.
The AI judge don't work.
Did you
But the only thing I will say is, come this way. The only thing I will say is 3 judges scored it the same, and I like it when that happens. You know, because sometimes we see a lot of variation in the scorecard. So for me, I thought there were so many close rounds. I thought it was really difficult to split.
Yeah, look, I think it was a very different fight, obviously, to the first time round. I think Alexander Usyk boxed brilliantly, of course we can. Alexander Usyk boxed brilliantly. I think he deserved the win. I know there's people such questioning the scorecard, but I think Alexander Usyk deserved that win tonight. But fair play to Tyson Fury, because he always comes and gives it his all. And I want to see the AJ Tyson Fury fight now.
Yeah, I thought it was really tight, really tight. I didn't score it round by round. It's, I hate it when people give their opinion and then you go, how did you have it? And they don't actually know. So my gut feeling was I thought Tyson was going to get it, but a lot of people around me were favouring Usyk. So, you know, obviously disappointed for Tyson, but you know, congratulations to Usyk as well.
You thought Usyk was the favourite going into the fight. Did it play out the way you thought it was going to play out?
No, not really. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with that. The way they judged that, to me, it was a little bit too wide. I personally thought it was a lot closer than that. I wouldn't have give it the way they give it Usyk. I just thought he did really, really well. Tyson, he did way better than the first time. So that deserved to be a 1-1, and we should have a trilogy on our hands. So I'm a bit upset for Tyson. I'm a bit upset, obviously, for all of his fans, his family. And I just wish he'd won that fight because we needed that fight. He needed to cement his legacy, and I thought that he did. To be honest, I think a lot of people saw it different, but I know one thing. I know that he was working really, really hard, Usyk, to create as much as he could with working with his hand speed and the shots that he got in. I don't know what the punch count was for how many times he connected, but it might have possibly been more than Tyson's. But you know what? There's no way it was the way they said it was. That's all I know.
How do you feel, heavyweight champion of the world?
I'm very feel.
What's that?
Heavyweight champions.
What do you think, Hunter? Truthfully?
I thought he was dead tight. I thought he was going to get it, if I'm honest.
I swear to God, I thought I won it by at least 3 rounds. I bossed the fight in front for all that hour.
They all had the same score. There were some variances on different rounds, but I thought it was a closer fight. I mean, it might even go on either way, you know, but what can I say?
What did you make of Tyson's performance this time? A heavier Tyson Fury. What did you actually make of his performance this time out?
I thought he was more active with his jab, and he probably, you know, in hindsight, he probably should have tried a little more of he has a good 1-2, one up, you know, and you know, he used his size and reach and everything. Usyk is like a machine, though. He's just got a big battery that never stops.
What did you think of Tyson Fury losing tonight? Did you agree with the judges?
Yeah, I did. I think the first rounds were close. Tyson had a few of the middle rounds, but I think the back stretch, last 6, I think Usyk pretty much had all of them, to be honest. Thought it was not as great of a fight as the first time, but you could see that both men really respected each other. They were both trying not to give too much away, and when they started letting the hands go, then the fireworks came, but then it was a bit too late. Like it weren't the most classic spectacle, but Usyk did what he needed to do to win, and I think Fury tactically was a lot better. He stayed on his side of things. He was punching and trying to negate the work of Usyk, so I think they did a much better job at cancelling each other out, but I just think Usyk had more quality over the fight.
Tyson Fury fought much better, but Usyk still won more rounds. I think that's how you sum it up. Where they go from here, like I said, man, Usyk done did everything he could do. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if he called it a career, man, wrapped it up.
Same results, but it is wider. 116, 112.
116, 112.
Eddie Hearn expressed his support for Tyson Fury, citing his British roots and personal admiration for him, having spent time with Fury and his team, including Spencer Brown. He had loved to see Fury win, as it would have set up a massive fight with Anthony Joshua. However, Hearn admitted that while Fury could have won, it was hard to confidently back him against Alexander Usyk, acknowledging Usyk's immense skill.
I want Fury to win because, 1, he's British. 2, I actually like him. I hung around with them guys a little bit. Spencer, fond of him and the team, and I'd love to see him do it. And of course, if he beats him, the Tyson Fury fight becomes huge with AJ. I just can't see how anyone could confidently pick Fury to win this fight. Can he do it? Yes, but like, you can't back against Usyk.
Duke McKenzie said in heavyweight boxing, one punch could change everything. He thought Fury could have won if he had landed a big punch and knocked Usyk out, but it was very unlikely. McKenzie said Usyk had never been hurt badly, except for a low blow. When Fury hurt him before, Usyk covered it up well. McKenzie believed Usyk was too smart and would learn from any mistakes.
Oh, listen, this is heavyweight boxing. You know, as I was once told, you're one punch from disaster, one punch from victory. But that only really applies to heavyweights, and I'll apply it in this particular fight. Of course, Fury could win the fight. He could find he throws a haymaker and knocks Usyk out, but it's highly unlikely, very highly unlikely. Usyk doesn't go down unless it's a low blow. I've never seen anybody have him rocked and really hurt. And the one time Tyson Fury did have him hurt, the true professional that Usyk is, he managed to disguise it and cover it up, so that Fury couldn't maintain the onslaught. Do you see what I mean? He's too smart for that.
However, Dave Sani mentioned that Tyson Fury believed he didn't need to make many changes for his rematch against Alexander Usyk. Fury thought that by avoiding showboating and staying focused, he could defeat Usyk. Sani noted that in the first fight, Fury had success, especially with his combinations, but many fans were fixated on his slip in round 9, which led to some selective memory about how well Fury performed overall.
I can tell you what Fury has been saying, which is that he doesn't have to change much other than not showboat, not mess about, and if he does that, then he can beat Alexander Usyk. Because in the first fight, people are forgetting how well he was doing in the first fight. No one's really been doing that to Usyk, lighting him up with combos. Fury did that. But people are focused on what happened in round 9 and how Fury got clipped, and that's caused a little bit of amnesia for some boxing fans.
Sani expected another close fight and questioned how much improvement either fighter could make. He added that Fury's ability to stay focused and avoid distractions could have been crucial, but whether it would have been enough to secure a win remained to be seen.
It was a close fight. It was a very, very good fight. I expect the same again, another close fight. How much better can Usyk get? I don't know. What can he do differently? I don't know. How much better can Fury get? He can stop the messing about. How much better does that make him? Better enough to beat Usyk? We'll see.
Liam Smith said he picked Tyson Fury to win, but he wasn't sure about the rounds. He mentioned that his opinion might change in the week leading up to the fight, depending on what he saw from both fighters. He also said he wasn't just agreeing with anyone or trying to please anyone. He was curious to see how the last fight affected both Fury and Usyk.
I picked Fury first time round. I really don't know, honestly. My opinion might change fight week when I see a little bit more of them. But at this minute in time, no, I can't even. I don't honestly. I've never been like that either. I'm not being an ass kisser sitting on the fence either. I really don't know what pick. I don't be interested to see how much the last fight stuck out to both of them. Yeah, it's a good one.
Frank Warren expressed strong confidence in Tyson Fury, calling their first fight an incredible clash between the two best heavyweights of the 21st century. He felt Fury had a slight edge in the split decision and believed the rematch would come down to who could exploit the other's weaknesses. With both fighters now aware of each other's strengths, Warren was confident that Fury would capitalize on Usyk's vulnerabilities to win.
I fancy Tyson in a big way. The first fight was an unbelievable fight. For me, it was the two best heavyweights of the 21st century fighting each other, and they gave a tremendous performance, split decision. I thought there was a fag paper in it, and this time round, I think the fact they shared a ring together, the fact they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, it's going to be who can exploit them, who knows, who can capitalise on what they feel the other guy's weaknesses are, and I think that'll be Tyson.
Campbell Hatton also shared his thoughts on the rematch, leaning toward Usyk again because it had always been difficult to bet against him. Hatton highlighted Usyk's ability to adapt and find ways to win, but he said he wouldn't have been surprised if Fury had managed to turn things around. Hatton recognized that Fury was a top-level fighter and still considered Usyk to have had the edge going into the fight.
I'm leaning towards Usyk again. It just seems hard to bet against him, to be honest. He just always seems to find a way, like really good at adapting, and I think I wouldn't be shocked if Fury turned it round at all. Like he's a top fighter, he's there for a reason, but I just think just think he seems to find a way, USYK.
Jay Opataya shared his thoughts on the upcoming rematch between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, expressing excitement for the fight. He noted that both fighters were now more familiar with each other's styles, which added intrigue to the bout. Opataya believed Fury had the tools needed to defeat Usyk, emphasizing that the key would have been how effectively Fury could apply them on fight night.
Yeah, that's a good fight. You know, I'm excited for this second fight. You know, I feel like they both sort of know each other now, and I feel like Fury, he's got the tools to beat, you know, Usyk, but he just needs to apply them.
Soldakris believed that the rematch would be another 50-50 fight, just like their first bout. He pointed out how close the first fight had been, with a few key moments deciding the outcome. Dakris thought that the rematch would be just as competitive, with both fighters having had a real chance to win.
Yeah, that's another good one. I still think it's another 50-50, you know, like the first one was 50-50. It was a close fight. A couple of moments here and there swung it, but still a close one, still a 50-50 fight.
Sylvester Stallone also shared his thoughts on the rematch, calling it an exciting showdown between two unique fighters. He described Fury as a giant with smooth, powerful movements, while Usyk was seen as a smart and tough competitor. Stallone viewed the fight as a clash of strength versus skill, comparing it to two storms battling. He emphasized that this fight is about proving who is the best, not just winning a belt, and predicted that Fury would come out victorious this time.
Yo, the Fury-Usyk rematch is going to be electric. Fury, the towering titan with moves like a heavyweight ballet. Then Usyk, the relentless tactician, sharp as a scalpel. It's brains versus brawn, heart versus guts, a clash of wills. Fury's power meets Usyk's precision like two storms colliding. They've danced this dance before, but this time it's not about belts, it's about legacy, about proving who's the ultimate warrior. They'll go toe-to-toe, punch for punch, but I predict Fury wins this time out.
Tyson Fury declared his goal to win by knockout, calling it easy work, and stating that Alexander Usyk knew who he was. He thanked his fans and wished everyone the best while addressing his message to the Saudi audience ahead of the fight.
I'm here to win for knockout, no difficulty, no, easy. Easy work, really.
Alexander.
He ain't no Alexander, I'm Alexander.
How do you prepare for this fight?
Grew a beard. I'm like Samson now, grew a tramps.
On the other hand, the undefeated heavyweight champion, Alexander Usyk, expressed confidence in defeating the Gypsy King again in the rematch, stating that his main focus was on securing the win on December 21st.
Nothing. I just prepare. Listen. I don't know. I win. I just win.
Do you believe that you can stop Tyson Fury this time around?
I believe. Yes, I believe.
Alexander Usyk's promoter, Alex Krassyuk, said he couldn't predict who would win in the rematch. While he could analyze the fight, he believed the chances were completely even, like 50-50. Krassyuk pointed out that in situations like this, it was impossible to know who would come out on top.
No, I cannot. I cannot give you a prediction because I'm not the one who can predict things. I can analyze them, but not predict. For me, it's a 50-50, and when it's 50-50, the coin lands either even or you just have no idea.
Malik Scott predicted that Usyk would win by stoppage, but acknowledged that Tyson Fury's fast and aggressive approach made the fight more competitive. Despite this, Scott believed Usyk's speed, style, and determination were too much for Fury to handle. He highlighted that the most effective punches are those a fighter can't see, and Usyk had shown mastery in landing these types of strikes, like the blindside punch that hurt Fury in their first bout.
I predicted Usyk for the stoppage the last fight, but I also, when Tyson came in lighter, I was like, oh, maybe a little bit more interesting now. I just think Usyk is too stubborn. His speed is too stubborn. I just think his style is too stubborn for Fury to put up with. And I think the punches that hurt you the most are the punches you can't see. And most of the time, Usyk is hurting guys. It's with the shot they don't see. You don't have to be a hard puncher to get guys in trouble. Usyk has a good understanding of that because the shot that he actually hurt Tyson with, it was a shot, it was a blindsided shot. It was blindsided, the ones that come from around here. So it's just one of those things. It was good.
Tyson Fury's brother, Shane Fury, assessed the fight with a realistic view of boxing. In his opinion, it was all about winning or losing, and while losing was tough, it was a part of the sport. He saw the previous contest as evenly matched, but felt that the opponent had the slight edge that night. However, this didn't worry him too much. With a rematch on the way, there would be an opportunity to correct the outcome. If the result were the same, he accepted that it would mean the better man had won.
Listen, it's boxing, isn't it? You win and you lose. It's not that good when you do lose, but you know, I've watched the fight and that there. Could have went either way. For me, watching it, I thought he won on the night, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Listen, he's got the rematch, and he can try and set it right. And if he loses again, the better man won. Simple. There's not much to it.
Paul Smith suggested that Tyson Fury might have retired following his next fight, as a potential matchup with Anthony Joshua may no longer have captured the public's interest. He acknowledged Alexander Usyk as the favored fighter, but pointed out that Fury could still have secured an unexpected win.
I think it could be his last fight, regardless of what he does. If he wins, he could retire in the ring and be done, because I think the AJ fight's gone. I don't think anyone will want to see that now, with all due respect to both of them, in my opinion, but I think it's Usyk's fight to lose. I think Usyk's proven he's number one in the division now, with a lot, especially that given how well Dubois done. So it's Usyk's to lose, but it's not by all means a foregone conclusion. You know, I think Usyk is the favourite. I think Usyk would possibly do it, but wouldn't be surprised if Fury did it.
Tony Bellew predicted that Tyson Fury would have faced an even more decisive defeat in the rematch against Alexander Usyk. He highlighted Usyk's ability to fight effectively on the back foot, a style that posed significant problems for Fury, who struggled to dominate against such tactics. Bellew pointed out that while Fury applied pressure in their initial encounter, Usyk's true strength lay in his defensive skills and counterattacks. To overcome Usyk, Bellew explained, a fighter needed to consistently outmaneuver him with counters, feints, and superior boxing technique over the course of the fight, something Fury had yet to demonstrate.
But if I'm being totally honest, do I think he'll win? No. I think he'll lose again. And this time, I think he'll lose really, really clearly, because Usyk this time will go on the back foot. And that is the worst nightmare for for Tyson Fury, because that's one that he can't control. You've got to understand, Cougs, he pressed the whole fight. He walked the 6'9", 20-stone man down. He walked him down and bullied him. Imagine what he does when he fights to his attributes and fights to his best, because his best is fighting on the back foot. Anyone who studies and knows Usyk the way I know him, and I studied him, is you'll know that you've got to bring him to you. And that's the way to beat him. But you've got to counter him and feint, and you've got to be able to sharp shoot with him. You've got to be able to box with him. You've got to be able to offset him. But you've got to be able to continuously do all these things round after round. I couldn't, because guess what? I got tired. That was the 6 rounds or 7 rounds of doing it.
Dave Coldwell emphasized that the rematch between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk depended on who had more left in the tank. He pointed out that both fighters were at a stage in their careers where they had endured tough bouts. Usyk, who had started as a cruiserweight, had always had challenging fights due to his physically demanding style, and moving up to heavyweight while giving away size and weight only added to the toll.
I don't know. I still say I think it's down to who's got what left. I think they're both at that stage in their career now where they've had hard fights. Even you got to remember, Usyk as a cruiserweight was having hard fights. You know, it was because his style requires a lot of effort in each fight. There's a lot going on physically. So that takes a lot out of you. And then when he steps to the heavyweight and he's giving away natural size, natural weight, the shots they have more of an effect.
Coldwell also noted that the physical demands of heavyweight boxing took a greater toll on the body. At 37 or 38 years old, Usyk had had a hard career, and it was uncertain how much he had left. Fury, too, had endured his own battles, particularly the intense trilogy with Deontay Wilder, where he faced heavy punishment, especially in the third fight, which was an exhausting and brutal contest.
So it's going to be a tough, it's going to be tough on the old body. And at 37, 38, it's a tough career he's had, and you don't know what he's got left. Tyson Fury, he's had his last few fights, where you got to think the Deontay Wilder trilogy. All right, the second one was fully in control, but the third one he was getting bounced around, up and down, both of them. It was just an unbelievable fight.
Blair Cobbs shared his thoughts on the Usyk versus Fury rematch, expressing his belief that Usyk would likely win again due to his speed and agility, which he felt were too much for a fighter as big as Tyson Fury. Cobbs hoped that Fury could make the fight more competitive, as that might set the stage for a third fight in their rivalry. Either way, he was happy with the outcome, noting that if Usyk won, he would solidify his status as the undisputed heavyweight champion and prove that no one could beat him in the division.
My expectations is that Usyk is going to find a way to win again. I'm hoping that Tyson Fury somehow finds a way to make the fight more challenging. If so, we might be able to see a third trilogy. Either way, I'm happy. Usyk's agility and speed is just a little bit too much for this giant man named Tyson Fury. At that point, Usyk is undisputed and cannot be beat at the heavyweight division.
Dean White shared his perspective on the upcoming rematch, expressing confidence that Tyson Fury could have done enough to secure victory. He suggested that Fury should have focused on returning to his previous approach, boxing on the front foot and pushing Alexander Usyk back. White emphasized that this strategy could have been the key for Fury to come out on top in the highly anticipated bout.
Do you think Fury could do enough to turn the tide? Because he did look good in that, yeah.
I think he can do enough, man. I think he needs to go back to what he was doing, try and box on the front foot and push him back.
Adam Smith highlighted the unpredictability of heavyweight boxing, suggesting the rematch could have seen knockdowns or even a stoppage. While acknowledging that many might have favored Alexander Usyk after the first fight, he emphasized Tyson Fury's strengths, particularly his exceptional footwork. Smith also raised an important question: whether Fury could have returned to his best form and fully capitalized on his advantages.
Could Fury get a knockdown this time? Could Fury get a stoppage? Could Usyk even get a stoppage? Or, as most people think, will it go the distance? And which way will the judges feel? I think it's close. It's a close one to call. I think probably the majority will go with Usyk just because he won the first fight. But Fury has got so many advantages too. I think one thing that could come into play is Fury's legs. What is still left there with Tyson Fury? Is he as good as he once was? Can he be as good again?
Mark Tibbs advised that Tyson Fury should have controlled the center of the ring, kept Usyk on the back foot, and focused on landing his straight right hand before following up with the uppercut. He noted that Fury had success in their first fight, but had allowed Usyk to get back into it with a left cross. Tibbs stressed that Fury needed to win the final round to secure a win or draw, emphasizing that staying aggressive and sticking to his game plan would have been key to victory in the rematch.
Well, Fury's got to get Usyk, really, he's got to hold the centre with him and get him on his back foot as much as he can, and he's got to get the straight right hand off before the right uppercut. In my opinion, straight one beats the uppercuts, and he's got to front hand him and back him up, lift him up, bomb. He was doing really well, Tyson, and let him back in, and Usyk got his left cross off, being a southpaw. He got it off, and I was like, oh. No, it could go downhill, and it did a little bit for Fury. He needed to win that last round, like big, yeah, to get a draw or the win.
Ricky Hatton highlighted the need for Fury to make better use of his height, reach, and weight in the rematch, pointing out that he failed to exploit these advantages in their first meeting, allowing Usyk to take control. Hatton advised Fury to stand firm, land heavy shots, and assert his physical superiority. He also stressed the importance of having one clear and consistent voice in Fury's corner for focused and effective direction.
I think impose his height, impose his reach, impose his weight difference. I mean, all the advantages he has, he didn't use last time. When he allowed, the smaller man, and it's a good little man, isn't he? He's a good small man. But I think he allowed the smaller man to bully him around the ring. I'd be a bit inclined to hold my feet, hit him hard, use the weight advantage, use the reach advantage, use the height advantage that I don't think he used last time, and just have one voice in the corner.
Johnny Nelson discussed the rematch between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, stating that if Fury didn't change his approach, the result would likely have been the same as the first fight. He explained that Usyk now had a clear blueprint for beating Fury, knowing he could hurt him and had the speed, sharpness, and boxing ability to succeed. Usyk, coming in around the 15-stone mark, understood he had the advantage in certain areas and knew what to expect from Fury.
Tyson Fury doesn't change anything like he keeps saying he's not.
then the result will be exactly the same. If Tyson Fury, the problem is Usyk now has a blueprint for beating Tyson Fury. But Usyk now knows, he doesn't think, now knows he can hurt Tyson Fury. Now knows he's a bit faster, a bit sharp, he can get away with certain things. He knows this. Usyk was coming in around the 15-stone bracket, and so he knows he has the speed, he has the power, and he has the boxing ability to beat him.
Nelson emphasized that for Fury to win, he had to drastically alter his tactics. He believed Fury was a better fighter overall, but Usyk was the better boxer. The key, according to Nelson, was for Fury to make things uncomfortable for Usyk, even getting a little dirty and staying close to the bone to disrupt his rhythm. If Fury had repeated the same approach from the first fight, he would have lost, regardless of his weight.
He knows what to expect. So the second time around, unless Tyson Fury changes drastically, and I still believe Tyson Fury has a beating of him, I think he chose the wrong tactics. I think what they probably worked on was the wrong thing. Tyson's a better fighter, Usyk's a better boxer. They can both fight and they can both box. One is better at the other one than the other. So how does it? It's about measuring it out. You know, Tyson's got to box him, be a little dirty, play close to the bone, make him feel uncomfortable, get him complaining. He's got to do that. He's got to change it up. If he does exactly the same thing he did in the first place, he loses. It doesn't matter what weight he comes in at.
Matt Macklin described the upcoming fight as captivating, stressing the significance of strategy due to both fighters' intelligence. He pointed out that each would review their past performances, making it fascinating to see who could outperform the other.
As much as it'll be fascinating, really, to see how that fight is won and lost. I think tactics will be so. I mean, the key in any fight, but I think in this one really will be, particularly because they're both so clever, and they'll both be analysing their performances, what they did well, what they didn't do well, what the opponent did well, and everything. And then it'll be fascinating to see who can outdo the other.
So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about tonight's fight? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.